Noble Ali, who shook the world. We know that we are the bloodline direct of all the prophets. For all of you are gods, and I told you and I showed you why. And I want to make it very clear, so there'll be no mistake. We are coming back home again. We didn't come here to be the boss. And I think all of you with pure hearts know that. We came here with love and temperance and tolerance. Because you're the boss. We're not speaking to you. We're speaking with. Understand this. The 12 signs of the zodiac, the numbers from 0 to 9, 26 letters of the alphabet, and geometry, and the principles that govern civilization. If you couldn't say that, you haven't studied. Get up! And we need to get real and understand that things are done with knowledge. But somebody could fool you if you haven't studied, couldn't they? And have you debating with us, wouldn't they? Because you'd be going on emotion and not knowledge. I'm not saying accept anything that I say. Because when I tell you something, I'm going to give you reference points so you can go check it out for yourself. I just want to say that to you because I want you not to misunderstand what our purpose is. Many people misunderstand this because people come in and make it complicated. It's not complicated. We came here to bring it down. To transmit this information in a manner that you can comprehend it and be useful with it. It is your birthright. Understand what birthright means. We understand exactly what it means. If you don't have a clear understanding of what it is by exercising thinking, people can mislead you. And it's because of that lack of understanding of the birthright that there's religion of our community. Millions of dollars went through this movement. And charlatans came through this movement, and COINTELPRO came into this movement, and they erased the finance and tried to discredit Noble Ali and suppress the national side of this movement. And here we are today. And you let them get away with it because you don't know government. But once you understand government, you will put them in check. We don't want you to feel good, we want you to do good. By giving people information, not running your mouth. Because we produce literature to back up what we have said. We ain't trying to lead you nowhere. We're trying to make you lead of yourself. We want you to follow what your soul dictates. But you gotta know how to connect to that soul. You gotta know how to activate that pineal gland and that pituitary gland, which has gone stagnant because you've been preoccupied with idol god worship and didn't know it. One of the things that they did to steal that birthright was to institute the driver's license. Because through it, they're controlling the Moorish movement. By controlling your economy, and a beggar people cannot fulfill the greatest divine potentialities that they possess at this time. Because they were blinded by an instrument that they thought was law, that is actually color of law. And you're not colored people. You're not colored people. You're not colored people. You're not colored people. When we tell you the signs that they
Islam and greetings, Moors. Welcome back to another episode of Pardon the Interjection. Pardon me. I would love to give high honors to Prophet Noble Ali and all the active Moors and even the non-active Moors, because you know you soon will be. Yeah, here on Pardon the Interjection, we dig up information to divulge to the people in the upliftment of fallen humanity. As I say, I am your host, Supreme L. And we got a real special show today. I've been doing some research And, since, you know, black people and niggas and so-called whatever they want to call themselves, you know, they let you hear from, what I'm saying, the mouth of a European, like, why y'all doing all this Black Matters and Black Lives Matters and Keep Hope Alive, march praying down the street like it's Halloween, whatever. I'm gonna tell you and show you what's the real deal, what's not being played in the mainstream and played up and 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 put it on the forefront for us to see what's really going on. While you definitely must now more than ever want to claim your, need to claim your, have to have your nationality. And it's going like of this here. There was a brother by the name of Kevin Annett, and I think that's KEVINANNENT, and it's a brother that's going and anyway. Let me let you hear for yourself. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Pardon me. Let me take that back.
Jorge Bagoglio, Adolfo.
Here you go.
Hello, this is March 3rd, 2014, and this is a legal notice and public summons issued today by the International Common Law Court of Justice, Criminal Trial Division in Brussels, in the matter of the People versus Jorge Bagoglio, Adolfo Nicolas Pachon, Justin Welby, and others. A summons to appear before this court is issued on this day, March 3rd, 2014, to the following persons: Jorge Bagoglio, alias Pope Francis I, Pontiff of the Church of Rome; Adolfo Nicolas Pachon, alias Superior General of the Jesuit Order; Justin Welby, alias Archbishop of Canterbury of the Church of England. Let these persons, their agents, and the world be advised that they, the named parties as flesh and blood men, are hereby publicly charged by the Citizen Prosecutor's Office of the Court with the following offenses. 1. Organizing, aiding, and abetting child rape, torture, and...
Now, we should pause there and say that you should look into the ITCC, and I think that's the ITCC, and brother Kevin Annett, and see what's going on. Basically, there's warrants out for the Pope Francis, and there's a warrant out for other culprits dealing with the Vatican and Rome for child eating and killing and eating of children in sacrificial rituals in a so-called ninth council or ninth generation or ninth something is going to be explained here, and we got to sit back and really take a look at that and peep that out, family. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're looking at you like food, you know what I'm saying, and your babies like food, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? That's what we need nationality more than ever, y'all. We need to come together more than ever now, you know what I'm saying? Like the prophet said, we're going to need you more than ever. We're going to need each other more than ever, y'all. And then coming to find out and letting us know, and they're keeping it secret. They're keeping it, shh, he coming. Oh, come on, man. Come on, really. You gotta really, you know what I'm saying, look at that and understand that, like, at the end of the day, they're keeping all this secret from you. When you can easily go find it out if you're interested, that the Pope has a warrant issued for his arrest. The Queen has warrants issued for her arrest. You know what I'm saying? Like, for genocide, human trafficking, but y'all sitting back worried about like dumb shit. Dumb shit. Let's continue.
Trafficking within their bodies corporate, and inciting and commanding their agents and followers to do the same. 2. Violating the laws of nations and compelling their agents and followers to commit treason within their respective nations. 3. Criminal complicity in the death, rape, torture, and genocide of untold numbers of children. And 4. Criminally conspiring to commit and conceal these offenses and counseling others to do the same. These accused persons, as flesh and blood men, are hereby summoned to appear as primary defendants in a lawsuit addressing their responsibility for these crimes to be adjudicated by the court, commencing at its opening examination hearing on March 31st, 2014, in the city of Brussels. These defendants are advised that they or their legal representatives must appear at this hearing or give just cause in writing within 10 days of this date as to why they are unable or unwilling to attend. The defendants are further advised that their failure to respond to this summons or to challenge these charges made against them will be interpreted by the court as a tacit admission of guilt by them and will constitute a plea of nolo contendere or non-contested declaration and will be entered into the court record as such. This public summons is issued by the Office of the Presiding Magistrates of the Criminal Trial Division of the Court on the 3rd day of March in the year 2014 in the city of Brussels. The defendants are hereby publicly served.
So the courts in Brussels. The courts in Brussels. Look that up, family. Look that up. Do some investigation on that. Okay? The courts in Brussels have these warrants issued out. Alright?
Hi there, this is Kevin Annett again. I'm speaking to you on March 29th from an undisclosed location. Now, I have an important update from the Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels concerning the case to be launched soon against Pope Francis, the Archbishop of Canterbury, and the head of the Jesuits for their involvement in not only global child trafficking, but the actual murder and the torture of children, which we've documented thoroughly. The case was to commence March 31st in Brussels, but prior to that, when I was in New York City this last week, we received notification from a very highly placed source in the Vatican that a disruption team, a black ops team in effect, was dispatched by the Vatican this last week against the work of the court. Now, this team was in the employ and is in the employ of what's called the Holy Alliance, which is the Jesuit-run spying and assassination agency of the Vatican that has operated historically to attack any opponent of the Pope. This team is now in Brussels attempting to disrupt and destroy the work of the Common Law Court in this case, obviously because it's revealing something the Church doesn't want revealed. And as a result, new security measures were brought in, including delaying the opening of the court to April 7th, and also to bring in new security around the court members, including myself. It was also decided the court was to operate in camera or in closed session, not in public session for now. But to compensate for that fact, the court established a new information agency attached to the prosecutor's office. And that agency has released an information in the first bulletin.
So, pardon the interjection. And for the class, so the courts actually had to go in secret and have secret recordings because of the threats on individuals holding these proceedings against these certain individuals. Wow. Against these certain individuals. Wow. And we're going to continue.
dated today, Saturday, March 29th. Now, I won't read out all of this bulletin. It's contained in an attached email, which will be posted at itccs.org. But it's very important because it shows that the sacrificial cult...
Pardon the interjection. itccs.org. itccs.org, family. I mean, Moors.
That we've documented, known as the Ninth Circle, which involves high-placed cardinals and officials in the church, including former Pope Benedict and others, that this Ninth Circle sacrificial cult did in fact operate at the Mohawk Indian Residential School in Brantford, Ontario, where actually our tribunal did commence excavations at a mass grave of the students at the school. This Ninth Circle cult involves the Jesuits and other officials of church and state. I urge you to read through the bulletin. It has very startling information which confirms what we already knew about the demonic nature of the church's operation of these Indian boarding schools, but how these rituals occurred in many other facilities, Catholic facilities around the world. Now, it's also clear that the primary defendants, Jorge Bagoglio, Justin Welby, and Adolfo Tachon, have been conspiring ever since this information came out to shut down the work of the tribunal, our court, and myself, Kevin Annett. This misinformation campaign continues, but we urge you to read the attached documentation and report at itccs.org from the Information Agency Office of the Citizen Prosecutor in Brussels. Now, I will be returning to Europe in mid-April to assist the work of the court and the Public Information Agency. And we urge you until then to stay tuned for the weekly updated bulletins showing the information that is being introduced in court by the prosecution commencing April 7th. And stay tuned, of course, at itccs.org for more information. I thank you.
We're very privileged today to be with Kevin Annett, who is the acting secretary of the International Tribunal into Crimes of Church and State, who's coming to us from Spain. Welcome, Kevin.
Thanks, Alfred. It's good to be talking to you. Now, if you go to the itccs.org site, you'll see over the last number of weeks some tremendous things have been happening. First of all, in Brussels, on April 7th, the Second Common Law Court of Justice session convened. The first one, if you recall, the one that convicted Joseph Ratzinger and Queen Elizabeth for crimes against humanity in Canada, the genocide of Indigenous people there.
And pardon the interjection. Notice the brother said the Queen has been convicted for the Indigenous peoples in Canada against crimes committed against the family in Canada. The Indigenous peoples in Canada. So you know that trickles on down to the States. Because if there's Indigenous peoples in Canada, there's Indigenous peoples in America, so-called Amexum throughout the whole thing is what it is. The landmass is Amexum. But these are European brethren, like the prophet said, gonna make the European tell the truth. And look, y'all, this is what they doing. Telling the truth.
That led into the second case having to do with global child trafficking. The chief defendants being Jorge Bagoglio, President Pope Francis, Adolfo Tachon, the head of the Jesuits, and Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury in England. Now, the case began on April 7th with the prosecution opening its arguments, and there have been 3 bulletins so far from the Public Information Office of the prosecutor, because the court has had to operate under conditions of secrecy and confidentiality because of threats being made to them, and also from information we were given from Rome, from sources there, an attempt to shut down the court issued by the Vatican intelligence agencies, whatever you want to call them, and in response to that, the court decided that it was important to put out weekly bulletins summarizing some of the evidence that was being put forward by the prosecution. Now, I've been working in Europe, in Holland, in France, and in Spain with the witnesses to, in this case of global child trafficking. Things I've been hearing just completely blew my mind. These eyewitnesses, for example, who sat in on meetings with Jorge Bergoglio planning the child trafficking of political prisoners, the children of those prisoners in Argentina during the dirty wars. Two women who witnessed the serial rape and torture of children by former Pope Benedict and Jorge Bergoglio themselves, according to this thing called the Ninth Circle, which is apparently a child sacrificial cult operating within the Vatican and has for several.
Pardon the interjection. As I was saying earlier, the ninth conference, that was the Ninth Circle. So check that out, family. The Ninth Circle. Because basically what I'm bringing this all around to, family, Moors, is that these people are de facto, defunct, debunked criminals on the run for, heinous crimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Nuremberg all over again. It's Nuremberg all over again. So you must claim your nationality. You must stand up on your square and let them know who you are and claim your land back. Let these people know. Send your writs to ITCCS, because what I think that just said was international. Yeah, let's go back and see what that is. Matter of fact, if we look that up, and we're gonna take the time out and look that up, because that's what we do. ITCCS.org. All right, and that will stand for the International Tribunal into Crimes of Church and State. Mandate: to lawfully prosecute those people and institutions responsible for the exploitation, trafficking, torture, and murder of children past, present, and 2. to stop these and other criminal actions by church and state, including by disestablishing those same institutions. Okay? They have case number 1, genocide in Canada. If you go on the internet, but I say start sending your writs, Moors, to the international, tribunal on crimes into church and state. Because this is a so-called states, but it's the estates, our estates, and you're just claiming your land and your rights back as a national, in your national capacity, in your propria persona. That's what you're doing. And start bringing charges up on these people, letting them know who you are and what you're standing for. It's your land. You inherited. It's yours. Let's continue.
Centuries. And other information related to how this global child trafficking is continuing very much through the Catholic Church and its various agencies. And so it's been not only an amazing time for this stuff to come out, but in response, we've had an increasing number of people come forward. Here in Spain, I've been meeting with 2 different groups who have been leading a campaign here on behalf of the over 300,000 people who, as children, were trafficked by the Catholic Church here in Spain, where literally the children were stolen by priests and nuns. Their parents were told they had died, and then they were trafficked for between $60,000 and $80,000 each. We estimate the Vatican made over $20 billion over the last 50 years here in Spain alone through this illegal child trafficking.
How are the witnesses bringing their statements? Now, you're traveling and finding more information. Where is the conversations or the record of these witnesses going to be posted?
The actual final statements and everything is going to be similar to the format we had in the first case in Genocide in Canada. If people remember, if you go to itccs.org, you can see all of the evidence from the prosecution's case, 150 exhibits. These are eyewitness testimonies, videotape statements, documents, signed affidavits, and other evidence that is all posted online. We're going to have a whole package of that at the end. But the thing to realize about this case is it's so much bigger, if you can believe it. I mean, genocide in Canada is a pretty huge issue, but this is global. It's centuries old, and we're getting so much evidence coming in that.
Now, he says, pardon the interjection, he keep hitting on that genocide. You know what I'm saying? And these are charges. Human trafficking is charges. So file your writs and put your writs out as charging these criminals. And stand up on your square and start protecting yourself and your babies. Alright? And that's what we're going to do on this one, class. I wanted to do more, but I will be going to the class next weekend, this Sunday at Shepherd's Park Library for Georgia Avenue. And pray and good thoughts to see you there. And we give all the blessings and peace if you can make it. If not, we try to put it online so you can get your class. And this is something I felt I had to put out there in the wind, because if we want to start seeing remedy, we got to start setting things in motion, you know what I'm saying? Because putting people on notice, because there's going to come a time, you know what I'm saying, while you save up for them 3-4 months, you know what I'm saying, when, the crap or dung hits the fan, then after that, you know what I mean, we're gonna survive, y'all. We're gonna survive, but you gotta be prepared. Be prepared. Because when the get back right start popping again, right? It's gonna be time for the Asiatics. Okay? And we just pray that we see you next Sunday. And come keep sharing with us your time, and we pray that we do hope that we do some good in helping to raise a family, because that's what it's about the babies and raising a family and making sure that we know who we are. Okay? Making sure we know who we are. We're not niggas. We're not Negro. We're not black. We're not colored people. Okay? Thank you for joining me. Once again, this is Supreme Mel, another episode on Partner Interjection. As I say, don't believe me. Go. Check it out for yourself. And you'll be amazed at the jewels you'll find on your treasure hunt. It's always been a pleasure. Always will be. I give thanks. Islam, love, and peace forevermore.
You are gods, and I told you to show you why. Now I make it very clear, so there'll be no mistake. we are